Hi everyone, how's everyone doing? There's a lot of emotional energy out there. You know, we feel a lot of emotions coming if it's between ourselves or our family or our coworkers or friends or even the world out there is very, very emotional at the moment. Um, Adding to this, we are coming to the eclipse, the new moon of Libra, which we're going to have a solar eclipse. And the eclipse is between the axis of Libra and Aries. Now, this is not new to us because for over a year, the axis of Libra and Aries, the nodes are in Libra and Aries, and the nodes is always a karmatic point. It's always portals. It's always a work that we as humanity need to do with this axis of Libra and Aries, which is almost like a war, because Aries is a warrior and Libra, they're both cardinal signs, so they're both warrior for something. Aries is the warrior for myself. I need to get whatever I want all the time. And if I don't get what I want, I throw tantrum. And the Libra is I need to make people around me happy all the time. And if people around me are not happy, I throw tantrum. So we are in this axis. And now that we have a solar eclipse, it's not a full solar eclipse. So we're going to see the ring, but we're going to have an eclipse, a solar eclipse, and which emphasizes that war. Again, it's a portal. It's a things that we all need to go through. So there's no point of saying, why am I going through this? Why does it have to be so hard? Instead of embracing it and says, wow, I'm going through something. Let me finish it. Let me just do it and move on instead of saying, why am I going through this? And then things are never ending. So maybe we're going to solve it a little bit, but then it's coming back. When we have portals, when we have eclipse, when we are dealing with the nodes of the moon, we are dealing with karma, and this is our great opportunity to solve something, to close something, to close a door so we can start anew, so we can open a new door. Okay, so we need to really decide on it's not only the day of the eclipse, because the day of the eclipse is enough for 6 months before, and it starts a little ahead, I'm sorry, and it starts a little bit before. So it's a window in time. It's a window in time that we can say thank you for everything that we're going through. We're going to ask the creator for our power. We can borrow our power that we already have, but we don't know we have it. Why we don't know we have it? Because we for a long time telling ourselves stories that are not real. Okay, most people really don't want to know the truth because dealing with the truth is difficult. Let's look for a second. Let me look at the chart of the new moon and the eclipse. So we're going to have the sun and the moon in Libra. They conjunct Mercury also. Mercury in Libra. Then we have a trine. Basically, we have a trine between Mars in Cancer, 15 degrees, and Saturn in Pisces, 14 degrees, right? And Venus in Scorpio, 11 degrees. So it's not an accurate trine, but it's a very close, enough to affect us. So this is a water sign. Water signs are, and it's a trine considered to be a positive aspect. Now, it's a little tricky because a positive aspect sometimes tells us everything is going to be okay, just relax and don't do nothing about it. So this is the time of the year when we have eclipse, we do want to do something about it. So let's see, what can we do about it? When we have that water trine, we want to connect to the good aspect of the water signs, the intuition, the emotions. If we know, and we spoke so many times before about managing our emotions. Now that Saturn in Pisces wants to show us, Where are we victims in our life? Things that can happen to us can make us feel a little victim. And let's add it to the picture of the South Node in Libra. Okay? The South Node in Libra and Pisces, and please, I'm not saying nothing bad about these signs. Please, Libra and Pisces, don't take it personally. I don't ever want to offend any sign. But the shadow of those signs is to be victim. Oh, it's not fair. Libra, oh, it's not fair. I'm trying to make everybody around me happy. And not only that they're not happy, they blame me for their problems. And Pisces trying to save the world. And because we cannot save the world, every time they sacrifice, they end up being hurt. And then, this world is no good. And they become victim as well. So in this eclipse, we have that energy that what we can do is saying, I want to see the truth. And it's hard to see the truth. But the truth is that I am not a victim. It cannot be that something is being done to me without me causing it. Now, the idea is not to feel bad and not feel guilty and not feel shame. And I'm going to say it every video and every time that I have a chance to talk to you, because guilt and shame only bring chaos. It's about saying, you know what, I'm giving too much to that person. Let me give a little less. I'm risking that person not liking me right now because that person asked me for a favor and I said no. And wow, that's a risk for Pisces or Libra. Now, but if I'm going to say no, if that person is really my friend, they're never going to leave me. They will understand that in this moment, I cannot do this. But if this person is not my friend, I will say no, they leave. Okay, good. Because if I'll give them what they want, they will leave anyway, because they will stop appreciating me. All right, so this is the responsibility I need to take. Responsibility that I'm not afraid, and that's the other axis of Aries. I'm not afraid to be who I am. I'm not afraid to say no if I cannot do something. I am in charge of my own time. I have the right to say yes or no. All right, now everything really starts with values. If my value is to be an influential person, to help, if I understand that my purpose in this world is to share, is to give, is to influence, is not to be selfish. But when I'm saying no because I'm afraid that person will leave me, I am connecting to my selfish behavior. When I know that it's not good for me right now to say yes to the person that asked me a favor, then I'm making an effort. I'm connecting to my truth. I cannot really help right now because I really can't. You see, if someone asks me for $10 and I don't have that $10, but I'm going to give it anyway, I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going into chaos. I'm going into a place that I'm judging myself. Why did I say that? And then the person will leave me anyway. I hope I make sense here, because it's very important. The energy that we have is the energy that we need to fight for ourselves. But what does it mean to fight for ourselves? Does it mean to be selfish? No. But it means that if I want to share because I understand that it's good for me right now. I understand that I can actually do that and I'm not overdoing things. I make a decision if I want to share or not. Because once I shared with someone and it's coming because I'm afraid to lose something, or I'm afraid that if I'm not going to share, my luck will be blocked. I don't know, everything that we learn, then it's coming from fear. I'm not drawing any energy to my life, and I'm not a spiritual person at the moment. The Aries energy versus the Libra and that trine of water that we have right now is to know how I feel, to manage my feeling, to manage my desire, to know what's the value. The value is for the sake of sharing. But let me align myself to my ability with that without value. So I need to learn what's good for me, for my purpose, for my truth. And it's so easy not to go with our truth. Because if I'm afraid someone will leave me, it's so easier for me to say yes and then to suffer my chaos than to say no. And Aries is courage. And we need to find that courage to go with our truth. Because we can be good people and do all the right things from the wrong reasons, and we don't understand why we have chaos in our life. That South Node in Libra is about my job is not to make anybody else's happy. I want to help. I want to be a being of sharing, but I'm not in charge of anyone else's happiness. And when I'm trying to do that, I'm getting hurt and then I become victim. And it's so easy to blame someone else for our problems. It's so easy because it looks right. I helped, and instead of being appreciated, I've been dumped. Makes sense. And that Libra, oh, it's not fair, right? The expectation that if I do something good, someone has to return a favor. And that expectation has to go. So this, it's also, in the Hebrew calendar is the Rosh Hashana. It's the head of the year. And if we're talking about to connect to the truth, when we're going to Rosh Hashanah, most of us are meditating for three things, because three things is being decided on that new moon of Libra, the first 3 days of it, right? The evening of the new moon and then 2 days after. And it says that three things is being decided what's going to happen with us for the next year, which is life, sustenance, and children. So a lot of us going and praying that that's what we want. And there is a beautiful story, about the king is in the field in this time. And what does it mean? And I think I said that every year, that story, but here is that story again. It's like the king that his son did not behave well, and he sent him out to the world to try to make his living. And then the day come, right? The day of Rosh Hashanah is coming, and the king is going to the field to see what's going on with his with the people of his kingdom, and he's coming to that field that his son is working. So the son is coming to the king, and the king is saying, "You can ask me anything you want." So he's the son of the king, and he's telling the king, I'm working for this farmer, and that farmer is paying me only 1 potato a week, and I cannot live like that. Please, king, I would like 3 potatoes a week. And the king is saying, but you're my son. You want to ask me for 3 potatoes? That's it? I mean, you can have meals of a king with potatoes and meat and everything that you want. Why are you asking me for 3 potatoes? And when we're coming to Rosh Hashanah, when we're coming that day of the eclipse, and we want, please God, help me get sustenance, or help me get life. People have sustenance, but they're not happy. People have tons of money and they're not happy. People have life, but they're sick. People that have children, but their children is giving them hell. We want to connect to the ultimate. We are talking to the king, and the king can give us everything. So we don't want that sustenance. We want energy of sustenance, which is unlimited. And we want energy of life, because we want to live, not just to be alive. And when we ask for children, we want to ask the energy of continuation, because children is a continuation of people. So we want to connect to the big picture, and we cannot go to the king thinking we are not deserving it. We want to go to the king and thinking like the Aries, right? The Aries North Node. North Node is where we need to, it's what we need to ask, that Aries. I want everything. Everything from that the creator wants to give me, that's what I want, not less than that. but I need to connect to that big desire. And when we're asking just for small things, we're connecting to small desires. And Aries, ruled by Mars, I want it all. All right, so when we're coming to Rosh Hashanah, we're coming like sons and daughters of the King, and we know that we can have everything that is beyond physicality. The same thing that we were talking before. If I'm blaming someone, I'm connecting to smallness. If I take responsibility and I have the courage to say no if I need to, I have the courage to decide about my life, then I'm connecting to this ultimate purpose of creation. But I can only do that when I know I'm the son and the daughter of the King. And as the son and the daughter of the King, we cannot blame people for our problems. We are princes, right? We can take responsibility. We are ruling over our own life. So that South Node, we have an eclipse still in Aries and in Libra and Aries. We had a taste of the next nodes that are coming in January, which is Pisces and and Virgo. Because we had a lunar eclipse 2 weeks ago, that the nodes were in Aries and Libra, but the sun and the moon was already in Pisces and Virgo, which is a preview for what's coming to us in January. Yeah, and the North Node in Pisces will be ultimate love. Love is there because that's the purpose. Love is everywhere. It says, כי קרוב אליך הדבר באמת בפיך ובלבבך לעשותו. Love is so close. You can get it with your mouth and with your heart, and it's so close to you. You don't have to look far. It's right there within you. It's our choice that we take in our life to choose to have love or to choose to be a victim. And victims have the right to hurt someone else because they're hurt. And many times it's bring a lot of chaos to our life. So these are powerful, powerful days that we can connect to the King. We can connect to that purpose of creation by believing that we are the sons and we are the daughters and we are capable, and in our potential we have everything, and we want to tap to that potential. So what can I say? It's powerful time, and we know that when this is powerful time, the other side, the negative side, will try to pull us down, and we need to have the courage of the Aries to say, I'm strong, I'm capable, and I can have it all. I am connected to the King of the world. Therefore, I'm missing nothing. So good luck to all of us. I love you all, honestly. It's amazing time, and let's make it happen. Love you. Bye.